Hi, I'm Harrison Keeley. Here's a quick look at today's top stories. First of all, a KFC manager has been arrested after police say she staged a fake robbery. Chattanooga police responded to the restaurant on East 3rd Street around noon on Sunday. 24-year-old manager Fellen Hayes told them she was standing outside with a deposit bag waiting to go to the bank when the burglary happened. She said a black man named Ira approached with a gun, took the deposit bag, and ran away. Police say the bag contained $1,300. But after further questioning, Hayes confessed to being part of the plan to steal the money. She was charged with theft and criminal conspiracy. Hutcheson Medical Center is facing foreclosure as Erlanger moves in to collect $20 million in unpaid debt. Erlanger loaned Hutchison the money about 3 years ago. Now the foreclosure is planned for Tuesday. But Hutchison claims that such a sale of a public hospital isn't allowed in Georgia. Today, Hutchison plans to ask a federal judge to stop the planned sale, and Hutchison president Fellen Hayes says he can't understand why Erlanger would go to such lengths to put a community hospital out of business. But Erlanger contends it tried to keep the hospital operating, but its last offer was rejected. Former Georgia Governor Roy Barnes, an attorney hired by Hutchison, claims that it's actually Erlanger that owes money to Hutchison. He says Erlanger mismanaged Hutchison to boost its own business. If it does occur, the foreclosure doesn't necessarily mean that Hutchison will shut down. Also, Walker, Catoosa, and Dade counties are financially obligated to repay Erlanger for the $20 million loan, even if the hospital fails. And that might mean raising property taxes. The Tennessee Highway Patrol is using new software to predict when and where serious crashes will happen. Operators plug all sorts of factors into the software, such as weather, special events, football games, and even historic crash data. That way, troopers can be sent to problem spots ahead of time, either to stop a crash from happening or to be there immediately to help. The Highway Patrol says that in the 6 months it's been testing the system, the software's been accurate 72% of the time. And Colonel Tracy Trott says traffic fatalities are down more than 5%. The Highway Patrol says it also has a model to predict when and where drivers under the influence will be on the road. Police have arrested a man who parked his black Ford Explorer along Interstate 75 as if he was running radar on passing drivers. Authorities charged 24-year-old Andrew Hammonds with impersonating a police officer. His SUV was equipped with blue lights and a siren, and inside he had a BB gun and police decals. Chattanooga police noticed his SUV along the interstate in East Brainerd and stopped to investigate. At first, he told them he was having car trouble and had just stopped there. Then he claimed he was attending a police academy for the sheriff's office, but the sheriff's office says that's not true. Police say they don't know whether he pulled anyone over or whether he had done this before. Hammonds will appear in court August 13th. A deputy in Grundy County stumbled across an enormous marijuana operation while he was walking in the woods. Nearly 40,000 pot plants were found, worth around $37 million. Sheriff Brent Myers says it's probably the largest pot bust in the county's history. He says the operation appears to have been active for years. The private property the pot was found on belongs to a Florida man who rarely visits. Authorities say they have one suspect and believe others were helping out as well. Dade County commissioners have refused to vote on a 44% property tax increase. The proposal faced massive opposition from residents, many of whom showed up at last night's commission meeting. Now, without the tax increase, County Financial Officer Don Townsend says the commission will have to cut over $1 million from the county budget. That means several county employees may lose their jobs. Dade County Executive Ted Rumley plans to meet with department heads next week to discuss which jobs and services can be cut. Finally, Chattanooga's first bicycle traffic signal is now in operation. The stoplight was placed at the north end of the Walnut Street Bridge at Fraser Avenue. Turning to weather, there's a 40% chance of rain today with a high near 84 degrees. The low tonight will be around 67. That's it for today's newscast. Thanks for being with us. You can find more on these stories and breaking news all day long at timesfreepress.com.